Hi world. My name is Jenna and I am a drug addict in recovery. Can't forget that part. Um, I'm sorry for the crappy lighting and the crappy sound. I'm recording this on my web camera. I am not a YouTuber. I don't make videos, but I decided to make this um, because if I can touch one person with this video, one person, it'll be worth it. So I'm not going to start from my childhood. I'm going to start from my using. I was very fortunate as a child. I grew up in an upper middle class family. Um, my parents got divorced. I have a stepmom and a stepdad. And all four of my parents have master's degrees. Um, I always had everything I needed and wanted. So in high school, I started smoking weed my freshman year of high school. I would consider myself, well, I wouldn't at the time, but looking back now, I would consider myself a drug addict from the first time I ever smoked weed. I immediately needed it every day. It went to the point where I needed it to get out of bed and to go to sleep at night. People say you can't be dependent on weed. Physically, no. Actually, I take that back because it is emotionally, mentally addictive. And some people, like me, can get physically sick when they're depressed and anxious. Wow, I'm saying a lot. I apologize. My junior year, my junior year, I started experimenting with hallucinogens and pills. I was never really a big pill person, so not really. But I considered it your typical high school experimenting and your typical high school stoner. So that was that. When I was a junior in January of 2011, January 20th to be exact, my best friend took his life. And that's when I really went downhill, I'd say. That's actually when I started becoming really dependent on weed. On February 7th, I tried to take my life for the first time ever. Yeah, that was a thing. Since then, I've tried 8 or 9 times, but not in like at least 2 years. Um, so my parents put me in a mental health ward. And after that, I had another suicide attempt less than a month later. Parents put me in a mental health ward. And then on March 11th, they took me to a residential program. I was there for 96 days. I was angry. I faked it till I made it to get out. That's just what I did. I got home. Less than a month later, I was smoking weed again. So now I'm a senior in high school, and I'm still smoking weed all the time, still experimenting. And I didn't graduate. I got my GED. Rewind. In October 11th, I believe, of my senior year, 2011, I actually had a seizure on senior skip day. People say it's karma. I think that's going way too far. And I fell straight back onto concrete, and I ended up getting a traumatic brain injury. I had a bleed in between the base of my skull and my brain. So that happened. I wouldn't say that's when I got addicted to opiates because I took Percocet for like a week maybe, and after that I was fine. So that's when I fell behind in school because you can't go to school when your head's in thrashing pain. You just can't do it. And about March or April, I'd say, they told me that I could either buckle down, make up all my work, and still risk not graduating, or I could get my GED. Not graduating didn't sound fun. I was done with high school. I hated it. I didn't have a good high school experience. I'm sorry, my computer light just went out. So I did not want to do another year. So I ended up getting my GED. Before I did that, I'd say March or April of 2012, I started using heroin. I had a crush on a guy. Um, that's where it starts for a lot of people. I was an easy target because, don't tell the cops. I was dealing weed at the time, so I had money, and I also had a car. And we had to go about 45 minutes to get drugs, get heroin. I started with the needle. I ended with the needle. God willing, I won't relapse again, but if I do, it will be with the needle. I am just as much addicted to the needle as I am the drug. Like, it got to the point where I was shooting water. Literally, that's not an exaggeration. About 3 weeks after I started doing dope, I was tricked into smoking crack. Homeboy that I still had a crush on and stuck a needle in my arm for the very first time, told me that we were going to get powder coke, and we actually ended up getting crack. So that was a thing. So that all started when I was about 17 and a half. I wasn't even 18 yet. Wow. I've always told people that I was 18. I was only 17 and a half. Since then, up until December, the most clean time I had was about a week, because I couldn't be clean without getting sick. I couldn't. And I was not going to go through that sickness. I just wasn't. Now, I will say that when I started dating my ex in 2013, that sounds right. Maybe 2014. No, because we were together for 2.5 years and we broke up this year. So that would be 2013. We did dope here and there. Dope in my area is considered heroin. I know in different areas it's considered different things. Like, my dad and my stepdad called dope weed. That's what they refer to it as. So that's a thing. But where was I? Ex-boyfriend. So we only did heroin occasionally, but we did Suboxone. We shot Suboxone to stay well. If you aren't familiar with Suboxone, it's a synthetic opiate. You still get sick. You still get dependent. And you're supposed to not shoot it. Like, that's not supposed to be a thing. But like I said, I was addicted to the needle. He was addicted to the needle. So it was a thing for us. And we smoked crack. We smoked a lot of crack. I'd say in the 2 years we were together, we spent easily $10,000. Easily. We would go to DC, which is where I got all the drugs, to get some at 11, and at 4 a.m. we'd be taking our 4th trip down for the night, getting 60, 70 each time. I don't want to go into how the addiction was funded, because I don't want to put him out there too much. I was not pimped out, and I was not hooking up for drugs, but that's all I'm going to say. So fast forward, I'm 21 now, almost 22. Well, almost. In August. It's April. And I'm just now getting clean. I'd say on December 1st was when I started really taking recovery seriously. So I've had relapses since then. Actually just had a relapse about 2 weeks ago, after about close to 2 months of clean time. So that was a bummer. I was actually assaulted pretty bad at the time of the relapse. So I'm currently in a court case and have first restraining order, and that's fun, but that's neither here nor there. So my new clean date is April the 6th of 2016. And God willing, also this relapse, I've since December I've been reconnecting with my higher power, but coming back from this last relapse, I've been stronger than ever with my higher power. God willing, this will be the last one. You know, I know God has plans for me. I know everything that happens is happening for a reason. So since December 1st, it's been 4 months, 4.5 now, and I've been clean about 3 1/3 of them. I can't count that because it's not consecutive clean time, but it counts. It's a thing. It's a big deal for me because, like I said, from 18 to 21, the most clean time I had was, or 17.5 to 21. Actually, like 17 to 21, the most clean time I had was a week. So having here and there 3 1/3 months is a huge deal for me. And having almost 2 of them at once. This is for Jenna, having almost 2 of them at once. So this was a very condensed version of my story because 1, that's 2, Jenna, come on. I'm not sure how much memory I have on my computer. And 2, I know y'all don't want to watch like a 20-minute, 30-minute drug story. Well, some of you might, but it wouldn't be my thing right now because it would trigger me. I have bumps in the road, obviously. I've been a revolving door. I've been coming to NAAA since I was 16 when I went to residential treatment. On and off, obviously, not on the whole time. And I've been a revolving door, meaning I've relapsed a lot. More times than I can count on my hands and feet. And my story's not over. I can't say I will never again use. I can't say that because I don't know. I can't say tomorrow I'm going to be clean because I don't know. And don't take that the wrong way. I want to be clean. I do. But I don't know. God's will, not mine. And like I said, my story is just beginning. It is just beginning. At least my recovery story is. Hopefully my using story is over. That'd be nice. So, like I said, if I can touch one person with this video, if I can keep one person away from drugs, if I can inspire one person to get clean, because waking up in sweats and having to take your blanket off every 2 minutes because you're cold and hot, puking, it's not fun. It's not. And as far as crack goes, it ruined, my drug of choice is heroin, but crack ruined my life far more than dope ever did. I've been on life support. I've been kicked out 5 times. It's not a glamorous life, and it's continuing, and it's progressive, and it's a disease. It is, because I know people who can smoke crack once a week. I can't do that. I'm a drug addict. If I'm smoking crack, I'm going hard. And if I go out again, which means if I start using again, I'm going hard. I want it all. I'm knocking on death's door constantly when I go back out. And I don't have, death's gonna open the door pretty soon for me. So that's all I got. And as we say in NA and AA, I'll keep coming back, and thanks for letting me share.